Alrighty, sorry for the delay, people. I was being a loser. So, we are here. Greetings. Um, we're gonna be playing Terraria again, if people are still here. So, let's begin. Pop over here, click here so that maybe you'll... Oh, do I have to turn on OBS? Nope, there it is. Alright. Alright. Let us play Urban Terror. Again, sorry for the delay, people. Was having a conversation that lasted a little long. So, as you can see, if... Oh, hold on. My YouTube preview is not up to life. Okay, yeah. As you can see on the screen, we've got 3 checklist items for today. If we complete them all, amazing. If we complete none of them, But, Regis in the chat, you are lurking. Yes, you do that a lot. I've noticed that. Let me reforge this to, demonic? No. Oh, I don't have enough money to reforge it anymore. Can I? Let me go back over here and do some selling. Because this guy has the best sell prices in the game. Currently. Alright, let's... Apparently run out of things to sell. Alright. So, we're gonna go... Let's see, what do we do first? Let's finish the Hellevator, because that is fun. Alright, first off, let's find where we want to put all this junk. There's fine enough. Totally not just, like, completely ruining the organization of my house right now. Oh, we got silt. Let me take a look at that as well. Alright, terrain. Chuck that in there. Chuck. Trash. Stone slabs. Actually, we might need the stone slabs. Oh, I forgot to throw these in here. Throw this in there. Regis with the double E. Because, of course, he says double E. Because he's Regis. And that's what Regis does. E and E again. Right, let me convert all this silt. Alright. Now, for this wall, we're going to be well, actually, hold on, let me make sure that the... Is this complete all the way done? Yes. Oh, and I've got plenty of ropes to finish this. Okay, we're done with that already. So now it is quote-unquote safe to go all the way down. And let us grab this and pop up real quick. We want to make about 200 stone slabs. No, let's go ahead and make 1,000. We're probably going to need them eventually. E times 2. Yes, Regis. Double the E. Alright, we're getting close. Yep. Alright. Let's go ahead and summon these little guys to protect us while we're doing this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I am putting stone slabs along here, which will eventually end up protecting this area from being corrupted by evil. Because stone slabs can't be corrupted themselves, and the corruption only has a certain range at which it can do corrupting. Now I am actually going to include, I'm going to come back and actuate some of these things to create passages, but that will still protect it from corruption. But even if we accidentally leave walls so that the corruption could spread to those, not a worry, because the walls that we're going to use to build this thing on the back aren't corruptible, so they still will prevent corruption. It's a very difficult to break plan. By the way, I'm timing this so that I avoid the enemies, because I'd really like to not get hit off of this rope. Oh, that's a dropped clay block. I apologize if the sound of me intermittently pressing the S key is bothering anyone. Oh, we finally gotten to the point where my minions are now teleporting between me and the bottom of the world. But yeah, if anyone's still here, chat. I'm not talking about anything important right now. I will say, if you're still here, Regis, you are definitely an innovator amongst us, because you had that stylized chat pop up on your stream earlier. Oh, Slipper's here for a second. Wow, good to see you for a second then. As I was saying, Regis, your chat your stylized chat from earlier was pretty neat. How are you not dealing damage to me? I've got no idea how you weren't dealing damage to me. Oh well. Yeah, it was neat. That's really all I have to say about it. Good job. You're an innovator amongst the council. Andrew, we gaming. Yes, we are. Finally, sorry for the delay. I figured I'd pop in here and make sure there wasn't anything worth something major. Oh, actually, these might. Where they even go? Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright, back to placing these blocks. I'm probably gonna run out, by the way. And if we do, I'll know to bring 2,000. Or I'm probably just gonna bring like 5,000 because we already know that it's gonna be a lot. Okay. Andrew, you got the test got turned in? Wow. Good. One moment. I'm gonna step away, people. Alright, I'm back again. Sorry about that. Oh, those didn't give me seeds. Uh-oh. Alright, so let me go sell some of these things. So yeah, Andrew, what, have they given you back your grade for your test? Not yet? How do you think you did? You think you did alright? Well, that's good. It's better than thinking you bombed it. Only time will tell. Yeah. Hold on. I don't have enough yet. Apologies for whoever's ears I might be ruining. If this ruins your ears, you might have the game or the stream up too loud. There. 5,007. That's probably enough, right? 5,007 stone slabs. Surely that's enough. Let's fall. This looks so weird in work in progress. Nope. No, okay, that's not it. Oh, your ears are already messed up? Yeah. Well, honestly, if someone had my YouTube high enough that that would mess up their ears, then they've probably already messed up their ears on other YouTube videos, if we're being honest. Oop. I mean, actually, that's still good. I was like, oh no, I made a mistake with what I placed when that thing hit me, but no, that's still technically right. Oh. I forgot that lava and whatnot getting sent down your rope line will absolutely destroy it. You can hear my Discord notifications? Oh, yeah. You shouldn't be able to anymore. I have Discord audio unmuted because I'm always open to getting guests amongst the counselors, but I usually turn myself on Do Not Disturb before a stream, or leave Discord streamer mode active. I just unthinkingly turned it off after the earlier stream, and didn't have Do Not Disturb on, so yeah, that was on me. But goodness, am I sleepy. you know, the stream earlier was, in terms of, like, how well did it do metrics-wise, it was a pretty bad stream, right? Because I had very little, viewership on my end of it, but it was very fun. At the end of the day, that's what actually matters, not how many viewers you get. That's probably enough for this. Alright. Yeah, and that's the thing. A stream doesn't have to be successful to be fun. I operate under the philosophy that I stream what I find fun, and if it's successful, wonderful. Maybe I'll pick something because it does well, but at the end of the day, what really matters is what I find fun. Because if I'm not having fun and I'm not getting paid for it yet, then what's the point? It's my free time. I want to spend in a way that I find fun. So, if I don't get any viewers who like to watch Terraria, well, shame on them, because Terraria is a fun game. Imagine you getting paid for not having fun. Andrew appears to have just described a job at McDonald's. Yeah. I mean, that's really what most jobs are. And that's the kind of thing. This isn't a job, it's a hobby right now. I would transform my opinion if I was getting paid. But as we've already established, I'm not, so why waste my time messing with something that I don't find fun for no reward in my own free time at that, right? Like, as much as we don't always like it, learning, for example, there's a reward to that. But if there's no reward to a stream, why do it? And that's why I'm playing Terraria, because it's Terraria. Come on, bro. Do you need more explanation? Hello, Cookies. Good to see you. Not really doesn't need more explanation than Terraria. I mean, that's just how it is. Actually, I just had an idea. I did just have an idea. That's more of a cost-saving measure, but also could end up looking pretty dang cool. So let me do... Alright. Let's put that there. Let's do it like that. Oh. What did I click? Oh, right. Yeah, no, we do put that there. Yeah, I think that will be good. Drake Dudzik. I have not quite finished pre-hard mode yet, but I'm also playing with Calamity. Um, I do a lot of extra I have a larger chore list than maybe some would find reasonable when I am transferring from pre-hard mode to hard mode. So, right now my goal is to make a neat looking Hellevator. But hey, I haven't seen you before. How'd you find me, Drake Dudzik? Oh yeah, I've beaten every vanilla and Calamity boss up to, like, I haven't beaten Wall of Flesh or anything in hard mode, but I've beaten like Slime God and whatnot. Here, let me just pull up my. Oh, I showed up in your recommends. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, I have this whole page. There's some that I hid because like can't get the perforators, and I forget who this guy is. Oh right, it's from Consoleria. Couldn't figure out how to summon him, but yeah, Wall of Flesh is the only left in pre-hard mode from Vanilla or Calamity. But yeah, I have a neat idea, or at least I think it's neat, for a Hellevator, so I'm working on that. I placed a couple more blocks than I intended to, so that's why I'm destroying blocks that I already placed, the stone slabs. But it's also going to serve as an anti-corruption / infection spread thing. Even though I've actually got a mod that turns off corruption spread. You've always wanted to try Calamity and Consoleria, but you don't have a PC. That's sad. Consoleria, I mean, a lot of it, if you've played old gen console versions, then you do kind of know what to expect, but I never got too far in them, in it. And I didn't know that, like, Lepus and Turkor existed. I want to say this mod might add Akram. Hold on. Let me pull up the recipe browser. Let's do that, and then... Akram... No, it might not have a... Oh, let me just cycle through to Consolaria's items. It shows Akram. They were mobile exclusive. Okay, yeah, that makes sense why I don't remember them. But yeah, this does add Akram and the things that it would enable. It's like Soul of Blight in a bottle. Where's the Souls of Blight? Do they not? Oh, they're not going to show up in the recipes, obviously, because they don't have a... Actually, let me just go here. But yeah, Souls of Blight. Use them for all that junk. Yep, yep. You have nostalgia for old gen console Terraria? Yeah, yeah. I started on the Xbox 360 myself. I never got to Akram, but that's because after just before I got into hard mode, I ended up getting it on the Xbox One. So I kind of just completely missed Akram. I might have skipped him the couple times I've played with Consolaria. I'll at least be fighting him this time because I'm going to complete every boss. You didn't start until 2015, Alexis? Yeah. I don't know what year it is that I started, but you don't have nostalgia for mobile content, but new bosses are always good. Yeah. Lepus is an interesting boss to fight. I have not been able to fight Turkor because I honestly don't know how to spawn him. Because, so I have boss log, right? So obviously I should be able to just see how things are spawned. But use a curse stuffing after summoning a pet turkey. How do you get a pet turkey? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm dumb. I'll go fight him after I finish this. That's how you fight him. You gotta buy something from the merchant. Hello, Waffles. Drake, I actually have been getting curse stuffing from harpies. I don't know if that's just a change they made. Waffles, you're here for 10 minutes. Well, hey, any time is better than no time. Or at least that's what the algorithm would have you believe. Sketchy would come, but she's on a call with Nana. Yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah. Her loss. Maybe your memory is faulty. Mobile isn't your area of expertise, nor is it mine. I think I might have played mobile like once, but I didn't own the device it was on, so it was like a someone else let me play it for a little bit scenario. Waffles, no, Drake is not Regis as far as I am aware. Um, but Drake, uh, me and my friends actually have a Discord server for our community of people who watch us. If you want to join and get notifications about when I'm going live here for Terraria, then or other games, or when my friends are going live, join it. But yeah, Regis is one of the people who streams on and announces in that server. Actually, he told me he may or may not join. I think he's currently lurking. So you may get to chat with him. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, if I thought you were Regis, I wouldn't have asked how you found this. But yeah, we have a Discord server linked below in the description on YouTube and on my profile in Twitch if you ever want to visit there. Because I do cross stream, so I'm live on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. Yeah, no. Hey, It's actually a little bit... It's definitely not a disappointment because that means that someone new's seeing us. Yeah, totally. Totally, if you want to get notifications, though, Discord's the place to go. We make announcements every now and then. You might find other content from the rest of the council, that's the name of the group, that you want to watch. What class am I using this playthrough? I'm glad you asked. I'm playing a mage. I'm using Arsenal to kind of supplement the mage weapons list. And currently I'm using the Midnight from that mod, which is the Knight's Edge equivalent. Ooh, hold on. There's a... Hold on. So for those who are not aware of Terraria stuff, something over here that showed up, there was a rare creature called a Lost Girl. It is the disguised... goodbye, cookies. It's the disguised form of a monster called a nymph, which drops a pretty useful accessory that identifies valuable stuff near you. I would not advise looking too closely at its sprite, but it does drop something useful. But, Waffles, you don't know anything about Terraria? Well, I hope that my exposition will be good enough. Alright. I know I could have just magic mirrored up here, but now I'm too close to give up now. Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and begin something that I didn't think we were about to do, but might as well. That's honestly probably enough. If you get a PC, there are certain add-ons for Calamity that you'd also like to try, such as Wrath of the Gods. Yeah, see, this is my first time even playing in Revengeance mode, so I'm trying to take it a little slowly. Usually I include the Dragon Ball Terraria DBT mod, because it has a Calamity add-on that kind of helps patch up the Calamity issues. And honestly, DBT is a mod that is kind of turns its content into a staple, because if you're not using at least its transformations, because it's a Dragon Ball mod, obviously it gives you transformations, but if you're not using its transformations, you're kind of playing a mod pack with it in wrong. Which is part of the reason why I opted not to include it this time. Because I was going to focus on a mage playthrough, and I didn't really want it to be overshadowed by... Oh, but I'm also Goku. Oh, I did not mean to drink that potion. That was a waste of a potion. But yeah, if I ever played any Calamity add-ons, I would definitely want some of the endgame DBT modifiers. Yeah, it probably would be wise to start with just Calamity, especially getting used to PC controls. I don't know if you've played a lot on console is if you want to just use those controls. But I will say, I made the swap from a controller to a keyboard and mouse, and I do not regret it playing PC Terraria, because it's just, there's a lot more keybinds that you need. If you're the type of person who finds more fun from a challenge, then playing Calamity probably would be a good way to start. But if a challenge can discourage you, you might want... You've been on console for years, but Calamity has custom keybinds and controller can't do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Terraria is one of those games, kind of like Minecraft actually, that once you start modding it, it just gets so many keybinds eventually that you're just like, no, I just need to do the optimal play here. But yeah, if you are discouraged by too much of a challenge, like I can be sometimes, I definitely recommend some quality of life mods. Like, one mod I have is Fargo's Mutant mod. It's technically a companion mod to the difficulty altering Fargo's Souls mod, but it can be standalone, and it is very handy for some of the things, like have 30 of a potion in your inventory or your like piggy bank or safe, and then you have that effect infinitely. So you can see I have like 20 effects active at once. One of them actually isn't applying, but that's a Calamity thing. Hello, Nana. You finally decided to show up. Good to see you. Good to see you. Sounds a bit like cheating? Yeah, I mean it is, but yeah, Nana, you're good. You're good. But yeah, Drake, it is a little cheating, but I've decided I'm fine with it for this playthrough. Because I am a skill issue when it comes to dodging, at least. If you want an easier journey mode exists. Yeah, well, see, the thing is, I still managed to die. Like, I still managed to die with infinite potion effects, so that's how bad I am. And I don't just want it in journey mode because, I don't know, not having to farm for things is even more cheating, in my opinion. I prefer progressively getting stronger, sometimes even a little quicker than the game intended, than just having all power at my fingertips. Because I still appreciate some challenge, you know. Because if it's just handed on a silver platter, then you kind of just get bored with it. Or at least that's my experience. Alright, you listen here now. And also, if I decide to turn that off, I have 30 potions of a bunch of different kinds ready to go for boss fights. In my opinion, it really just cuts out some of the only thing you'd use journey mode for is to stop biome spread. Yeah, I actually have a mod that turns off biome spread, but because for the same reason, it doesn't stop Calamity's astral infection from spreading, but it does stop the vanilla biomes from spreading, the vanilla evil biomes. But the logic I use for myself in for the potions, right? If I really wanted these effects in a normal game, I could farm for them, but it's just time I don't want to spend. You're pretty sure astral infection doesn't spread once it spawns? I thought it did. Like, I was pretty certain it did. Like, that was one of the things that was like, that made it a thing. I might be wrong. But you'd think with a name like Infection that it would. I can check the wiki later, though. The current official wiki, of course, not the old one, like the fandom wiki or whatever. Actually, let me go ahead and do that, since I'm thinking about it. Gaming, Terraria. There, the wiki.gg. Because now I just want to know. Astral Infection. Crash lands into the dungeon side of the world. Infects nearby terrain, extends somewhat deep underground. Biomes fill, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, yeah. You are right. You are right. Sorry about that. Guess I should learn to trust my viewers. Yeah, no, it does. The wiki says it doesn't. You're right. Sorry, I should have trusted you. Oh, I did not mean to activate range mode there. Okay, I won't trust Andrew, but I will trust everyone else. Understood. Terraria autism comes in handy sometimes. I'm the type to scroll wikis, so... I mean, I don't blame you for being very likely to guess what the wiki says. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. I'm the type who, when I'm on a Skyrim kick, I sometimes just read through the lore on like a wiki, one of the wikis, because it's interesting to me, you know. Yeah, Drake, if you haven't already, you should definitely join the Discord server. You probably would fit in, like, actually. You don't know if it's intentional, but the game appears to be silent. Hold on, one moment. Is it mute? It should be working. It might just be quieter? You do not have Discord. Ah. Well, then probably your best bet is to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more of these. Andrew, the invite to the Discord is below in the description for the YouTube video and on my account for Twitch. So, it is, like, I just keep telling people join the Discord, but I have it available. But yeah, if I consider YouTube/Twitch a secondary source of announcement when I'm going live, but it still technically works. So if you want to do that, I'm not gonna try to push you to do that though. But yeah, real quick, can y'all hear the game? Because it shouldn't be. I don't think it's intentionally silent. Hold on, let me. Where is this? Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's not going. Huh. It's got the right... Oh, hold on. Okay. That should be better. That should fix it. There, now y'all should be able to hear it. I wasn't intending for y'all to just sit hearing me behind silence. Sorry about that. Oh, let me stop leaning so far forward. It's not gonna be good. Oh, come on. You didn't have to do that. I hate how long the blindness effect lasts on this revengeance mode. It's just so stinking. It feels so stinking long. I know it's only like 30 seconds, but yeah, sorry, that was not intentional that y'all couldn't hear it. I need to change how OBS captures that one. Because OBS doesn't exactly capture things intuitively. Or pick what it captures intuitively, so... Let me just go all the way up and then come back down. Underground music in Terraria is very nostalgic for me, though. I used to spend so much time playing Terraria. Probably too much time, honestly. Yeah, it was a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I promise you, I 100% believed y'all could hear it. Like, I just thought there was no occasion for y'all to comment on it yet. Alright, let's go all the way down and start picking up the slack. Alright. Oh, you about done with your castle in Minecraft, Andrew? That's good. I don't know why that salamander didn't deal damage to me just then. Seems like an oversight. Because I don't think there's an amount of defense that you can have that reduces damage to 0. And if there is, I don't have it. Okay, that's done. So let's teleport back up to the top. This is probably enough to finish out that wall. So here's what I'm doing, by the way. You wonder if this mod will ever be finished. I thought it was finished. Oh, right, yeah, no. There's still some loose ends, I guess. I mean, I'm fine with Calamity in the state that it is. It doesn't feel... Like, yeah, it doesn't have as final of an ending as the base vanilla game does. But really, you kind of have to be paying attention to the lore to even know that you're missing something. Which, I mean, obviously I am, but, like... It's not exactly obvious to just a quick observation that it's not done yet. But yeah, I guess we are still waiting on Yarim as a kind of final boss. Wait a minute, I just realized I missed an opportunity. Hold on. I just realized a massive opportunity I missed. Alright, I've got a lot of stone here. Let me convert it all into walls. Okay. Perfect. You're not much of a lore reader. You just want to fight things. Yeah, I mean, that's me too. Like, I read through the lore on one playthrough, and then I'm just kind of like... Okay, now they're just things to fight. And there's some pretty tough boss battles. I wasn't able to finish my first Calamity playthrough without a mod that removed potion cooldown. I don't have that mod installed right now, but I had that mod. And I'll just say, it saved me. But this time I'm going in with more of a purpose. And to make an Undertale reference, I'm going with determination. There's one more boss planned and potentially 2 super bosses, but that's not guaranteed. Those being Noxus and Zerok, however you say that. I think I've seen... Aren't those 2 the main bosses of at least 1 or 2 Calamity add-ons? Or maybe I'm thinking about the Nameless Deity. I've not delved too deep into the Calamity lore that isn't provided in the lore drops. I mostly have thus far regarded it as irrelevant. You're back. Welcome back. But yeah, I've mostly regarded the lore that isn't directly stated through the lore drops. Okay, it's inspired by old lore Zero. Again, I'm not certain how to pronounce that name, but you know what I mean. I read your comment. It's inspired by old lore him. Okay. So he does have a name. That's a misnomer. Or no, inspired, so he's not the same guy. Either way. Good to know, though. Oh, there's another little squirrel. Oh, and I did not mean to hit that trap. Why did I hit that trap? I hit the stinking trap again. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Kill that. Alright, I now have a metal detector. But yeah, if I complete this and I'm like, yeah, I want to do the most Calamity playthrough, I might come back with a whole bunch of Calamity add-ons, a bunch of ways to make myself keep up. And just try to complete the game. But for now, I think Calamity add-ons are gonna stay in a place for me where it's like, okay, yeah. Sorry, I went through that process. I just was delayed in remembering that inspiration does not equal equals. My brain did not brain. Alright. See, I'm not prone to guessing even current Calamity lore because, as I kind of said, I stick to what's in the game. Not because, oh, I'm some sort of purist, but no, just because I haven't worried about the other. I'm not uppity, just lazy. Oop, hold on, I haven't put a platform down there yet, so that's... Oh wait, no, that's obsidian, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine. That's fine to go down there. Alright. That actually looks kind of cool. I might recreate that eventually. No, you're good, you're good. I'm building a Hellevator. There's worse things you could do than, give me something to think about. Yeah, I do have the builder potion ready, but I still have builder potion, but I'm still not fast enough. But yeah, no, it's totally fine that if you want to talk about that. If you haven't noticed, a lot of my current audience is not as versed in Terraria, just because I haven't found it yet, and I do variety streaming, so it's not a problem if you want to talk about Terraria. Or Calamity. As I was kind of implying, it's more on topic than... No smack to the other people. It's more on topic than they are. Alright. Raining stone slab walls. Yay. But yeah, I'm not much of a builder in Terraria. I'm just doing this because if I'm going to use this a lot, which I'm probably not, but if it's going to be part of my base, I want it to look cool. Alright, there's that. There's still mistakes in it. Come on, man. I'm putting more effort than you would. Bro, I'm playing with two ways to have just clicked a button and have an instant Hellevator. I'm putting far too much work into this. But this is literally attached to my base. That's why I'm being so, so over extra with this. Because I'd like what's attached to my base to look good. Yeah. If I'm going to go through the trouble of building a castle, might as well, right? What is my favorite Calamity or normal Terraria song? I'm not as familiar with the Calamity soundtrack, but for normal Terraria, unironically, Boss 1 is amazing. It just serves its purpose. And you're gonna head out? Good. Well, not good. But, see you later. Might be back. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. Alright, but yeah, normal Terraria song, probably Boss 1, honestly. It's such... I don't know if it's more nostalgic or traumatic. Either way, it's a classic childhood song for me. You're not sure for normal Terraria, but your favorite Calamity song is Infestation. Oh, it's Crabulon's theme? Yeah. I actually don't know that I've heard Crabulon's theme enough to like be able to recognize it when I hear it. But after I finish this, I'm already gonna take a pause from this to beat Turkor. So I might fight Crabulon real quick. Because, I mean, I've already beaten him, but might as well listen to his music. I probably need to farm some more money anyways for random reasons. I know there's more efficient bosses to farm than Crabulon probably, but... What I actually do like is farming the Eater of Worlds. Because with the right gear, he's just an easy clear. And Demonite bars sell for a good chunk. It's a very simple fight. I mean, it's easier. The idea is like, oh, he, I think he supposedly enrages above ground, but he's so much easier above ground. At least in my experience. I know that Constellaria adds an NPC. It was an unused boss from mobile. I think I was aware of that, but I'm not certain how I unused MC, yeah. Let me check if Census has information about it. It doesn't look like Census, the housing mod, knows about him. But I do think I remember, that he exists. I don't know his spawn conditions, though. Of course I ran out of gray bricks. Alright. Oh, it's a traveling NPC in the mod. Okay, yeah. Okay, that would explain why it wouldn't be in the list. Alright, and then turn all of those into walls. It's such a shame that gray bricks take so much stone. Yes, I understand it's 2 per block, but when you got it compared to stone slabs, which take 1 per block, that's crazy. You read the Constellaria wiki a while back? Yeah. I want to say there's some game or something that I've read through the whole wiki of, or part of the wiki of, but hadn't played at that time. I don't remember which one it is. But that is to say, I understand reading through wikis even if you haven't or won't soon play a game. I kind of wish Dryden was, like, the Exomex were quicker to get to boss fight, because the chair you get from that is so useful. That chair is so stinking useful. But yeah, I hope to actually cap this series out. Yeah, whatever the words I mean there are. By doing the boss rush Calamity lets you do. Yeah, but it's endgame because it's useful. Yeah, that's so annoying. I learned by prowling the Calamity wiki recently that there's actually like a builder class armor set, if builder class is even a thing. But I mean, I would have to sacrifice so much defense, and I don't think I really want to afford that in Revengeance mode with how much of a skill issue I am. Why do all the useful things have to be locked behind the endgame? Like the Zenith. What? No, that was a joke. It is kind of sad that Arsenal doesn't have Calamity support. Match mode in Terraria is so lazy, it's just expert mode, but with bigger numbers. Yeah, that's I had been playing on expert mode for a bit before I decided, you know what, let's play Revengeance mode. But, like, in my own personal time. But Revengeance mode does actually make the game harder. I didn't know Skeletron would even ever teleport until I played Revengeance mode. And if he could shoot skulls in the vanilla game, it was basically just irrelevant, so... Now, Master Mode does give you, some extra drops, which, I mean, good, but they're all cosmetic stuff anyways, so there's no real incentive to play on. If you remember, at one point, Calamity had 3 new difficulties, but 1 got scrapped. Yeah, there is a harder difficulty I could opt into, Death. Yeah. That's, I don't think Death Mode is going to be my cup of tea for quite some time. I would have to become a more dedicated Terraria creator before I had the time to work up the skills to deal with Death Mode. Because I'm not going to take that time in my free time, honestly. That's an excess, in my opinion. I play at the difficulty that gives... words. I play at the difficulty that gives me a mild challenge. Mild to moderate challenge. I don't like extreme challenges. Those just discourage me. I can work myself into an extreme challenge, but... what kind of 9-letter M-word wants to start with a crazy extreme challenge? You know, at least that's my opinion on it. Alright, so as I said, I'm gonna... oh, hold on, found some more holes. So as I said, I'm gonna take on Turkor because that's another boss I can check off the list. And then, we're gonna fight the Crabulon because I couldn't remember his theme. So yeah. Sorry, that's a joke amongst me and the rest of the council. Instead of saying masochist, we say 9-letter M-word because funny, I guess. Technically, it is an inside joke, but yeah. Alright, Merchant. Eugene. Sell me turkey feather. And then cursed stuffing. Summon a pet turkey. Where is it? Where's the turkey? Oh, maybe I have to equip it. Yeah, I have to equip it. Then, Turkor. Hello, Turkor. Oh, that's a lot of feathers. Hello, sir. Oh, he's... oh, you can't damage him from... okay. He's a mage's nightmare. I don't even know if he drops anything that was at any point in the playthrough useful. So I gotta kill his heads, and then I get close enough to kill damage there. Okay, well, I've beaten him. 27 summon damage? Okay, yeah, that's... Oh, actually, that's not bad. An infinite healing potion? Not bad at all. Terraria has some pretty nice drops. Let me see what else he drops, because it might be worth it to... No... Featherstorm's probably not going to be very useful. Yeah, no, it's not going to be. Hold on. I think I need to be in actual, master mode in order to... You'd say you're not one, but you've 100%ed the Binding of Isaac, and that was agony at parts. Yeah, roguelikes can be like that. Constellaria bosses don't like to recognize that Revengeance mode is equivalent to Master mode, at least according to Calamity with its drops. So it doesn't like to give me my due rewards all the time. Alright, so now let's go fight Crabulon again, because why not? Which mushroom biome should I do it in? I'll do it in this one down here, because that'll give me enough room. That'll give me enough room to listen to the song and then kill a boss. Yeah, this is that's actually a pretty good song for a boss. I'm so glad Drake, have you heard of the signature equipment mod? Because that's one that I've got included. For some of the same reason that I'm using the 30 potions equals infinite buff mod. Basically, it makes it to where as you deal damage... Yeah, okay, so it makes it to where as you deal damage, you get XP. You get XP that boosts the properties of the weapon. Now, up until recently, the game, when you crafted, like, your wands and whatnot into a new weapon, you lost all the levels you had worked up to. Which is fair or whatnot, but mildly annoying if you got to like level 20, which was crazy on an item. You're not really aware of quality of life mods? Yeah, no, that's fine. But you get up to level 20, and that was crazy extra damage. But in a more recent update, they lowered the effect of levels, but when you craft an item, it takes the levels of its components. So, like, I had a hyper leveled up Vile Thorn that was used to make this Midnight, and now it's level 34. I haven't even used it as much as to get it there. So, like, yeah, I've got a modifier on it, but the Midnight is supposed to deal 56 damage normally. But now I'm doing it almost as much as the true Midnight would. Which again is the equivalent of the true Night's Edge. And of course, the Terra Staff says it deals less damage, but it's probably just because it has a more unique way of doing it. But it will level up as well, and so I might be able to carry the Arsenal mod weapon that doesn't actually consider, like, it doesn't go up to Calamity. I might be able to carry it up to the end of Calamity. Which, as a just a thing that you can do, that's crazy. But I don't blame you for only knowing about combat mods. They're easier to learn about, honestly. Like, actual content mods are easier to learn about and discover. Because I imagine not every creator goes ham on explaining all the different mods they have going for quality of life. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, and that's a perfectly fine interest. I have these quality of life mods because I know I'm bad at the game. And if I can still die with these, then yeah. And honestly, I don't consider it's... Yeah, get over trophy. I don't consider it cheating personally, but that's up to each player to decide what boundary they set for themselves. Like, if signature equipment gets to be too much, I'll definitely turn it off. Because technically, while it will make the game harder to turn it off, it isn't necessary, right? Because I'm still using... You're also incredibly stubborn. Yeah, I'm stubborn, but I get discouraged if I take too long to beat the boss. But if I decide this quality of life mod is such and such, I don't use ones that discourage me from progressing normally. You know? Like, I don't skip progression, I just kinda hasten it. Or make it more convenient to have the same things. Like, yeah, even though I have a thing that rewards using a certain weapon tree for longer, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna still craft all the others, because I still need the Zenith version at the end, right? I still need the Zenith equivalent. I still need the Terrorblade equivalent. I mean, that's the great thing about Arsenal, because it allows me to stick with the weapon line longer. And hey, Calamity also has a Zenith equivalent line. I need to catch up on that before I fight the Wall of Flesh, but... I mean, honestly, I might turn off signature equipment soon. If it's safe to do so mid-play session. I'll have to check on that, but... Nope, sorry. If it isn't safe to do it on existing items, I might just trash the items and cheat them back in, honestly. Because I've already got them, but if I have to do that to remove the mod when I decide that I don't need those training wheels, then I don't consider that cheating. Let's see. I'm not certain how you get experience with armor or what it does, because I haven't actually... That's a new thing, too. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't want to kill my ego. Because, yeah, I know that pride is not an amazing thing to have. But you don't want to get depressed over a game. Right? So that's one of the reasons I use these mods. And again, it's not like I'm cheating in everything. Some of it's just to speed. It's all really with the goal of... I guess technically signature equipment isn't this, but like the 30 potions equal the full effect mod. People already get full potions before they fight. It's just a matter of, do I have to farm for it or not? The only reason why it would be busted is, like, actually cheating, is if it was some potion that you were only supposed to have a limited amount of. But as it stands, it just reduces the amount of time I need to spend getting materials. For you, the only quality thing you'd use is spend in journey mode. Besides journey mode, you can alter the difficulty to be expert or master. Yeah. And I do have a mod for that, but again, I take away the tedium. I don't think it's necessarily cheating to do so. It's just... I've spent so long grinding for fishing and whatnot in this game that I've decided I've done enough. I just don't need to do it anymore. Another thing I have is the angler now has a shop where you can buy his rewards. Yeah, that may be a little higher on the cheating scale, but it still costs a bunch of money to buy anything from him. It's crazy how much, but it has a high buy cost, and that's important because I'm cutting out a lot of time of boring work. Because as I said earlier in the stream, if it's not fun, I don't want to stream it. That's just... Fishing is quite possibly your least favorite Terraria. Unfortunately, there are 4 trophies obtained from it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I have opted to hyper streamline fishing because I just don't feel like bothering with it. I spent so long fishing to get phone parts and to get crates for hard mode preparedness. It's worth enough to make your trophy room look good though. Well, yeah. Yeah. See, I'm not as much for the cosmetic rewards. I mean, yeah, I understand that cosmetic rewards are valid rewards, but I prefer something that I can actually use. And trophies aren't enough for me. So, but it's different people, different preferences. Now, I do hope eventually to do some challenge runs, but that'll probably be a little later down the line. For Terraria, that is. Because I think that will probably make a little bit better video content than this. That may seem like a dumb reason to do something, but... eh. So, on a different topic, are there any other topics that you would watch streamed, Drake? When I get new people, I'd like to know what they want to watch, too, so... What do you do, usually? What would you like to see? It may or may not affect what I stream, but, you know. Ooh. I ran out. Alright. Let's pop back up. Probably only need, like... Kinda depends on the game. Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. What do you want? What kind of games would you watch? Because I do have a pretty big library, that I could pull from. I mean, obviously, not as big as some people have, but... And if it's a game series, then I understand that too, as well. Like, if you said Pokemon, or, Legend of Zelda, or something like that. So, let's see. Recently I've been playing a lot of... Well, actually, it's a Pokemon MMO. I've been playing that. I play... Well, I'm in the process of beginning a Let's Play series for the Oblivion remaster. I know I'm really late on the ball for that one. I do tend to play some roguelikes. I play... Why can't I remember what I play? Hold on, let me pull up my Steam. I do some survival sandboxes, play some roguelikes, yeah, I already said that. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! That's another thing. I have some other games, but a lot of them are going to be either they depend on having other people, or they're funner with other people, and I can't guarantee that other counselors are going to be on when I want to stream. And if you come up with nothing else, then that's totally fine and understandable. I just figure I might as well ask. Because it could open new avenues to new viewers as well. Or enhance your experience here. As it stands, Terraria is the game you're most likely to show up for. I can't think of anything else on the top of your head currently. Okay, yeah. And that's fair. That's fair. But if you show up in, if I show up in your recommends again, I'll be sure to drop by and say hello. Well, thank you for that. That's nice to hear. That is nice to hear. For anyone else who's here, if you have any suggestions for something I could do at some point, that's also valid. Because I'm always looking for more ideas. Because eventually I'm going to finish Terraria. I'm going to finish up a couple of the other series I'm playing. And who knows, I may be able to get other counselors on board. Goodness, I'm not getting more than one thing on my checklist done today, am I? What else was on my checklist? Hold on. Build house at beach. I might be able to finish Hellevator and build house at beach today. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, but do I do the lazy thing or do I do the real thing? Trying to decide if I throw a, if I use one of the... You're worried you're spamming the chat as you appear to be the one... Hey, if no one else is talking, then that means that they don't have anything to say right now. You're not spamming the chat, don't worry. At least not right now. I'll let you... No, you haven't spammed yet, so you're good. Yeah, you're all good right now. I almost fell in that trap. It might not even be next stream. I'm not fighting Wall of Flesh today. I still have more equipment preparation I want to do. I haven't built, any sort of, bridge across the underworld yet. That's definitely not this stream. May or may not be next stream. Especially since I'm doing most of my work on stream. Like, I'm not playing this off stream. So, it does mean that a little less progress gets made, a little less quickly, but it ensures that anyone who wants to watch can. If they decide they don't want to watch while I'm streaming, then I keep my streams up on YouTube. And I keep my VODs up on Twitch as long as Twitch wants to keep them. I am actually, speaking of Twitch, since I am multi-streaming right now, I'm considering switching over to mainly Twitch, because it is more optimized for streaming, but I'm not going to do that until I have consistent content on my YouTube, because my YouTube's doing better than my Twitch is. Just plainly. So, but if I do that, I'll also have a VODs channel on YouTube. Or I'll just compress my YouTube videos into, or my Twitch streams into videos, because why not? Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna need to replace those ropes. By the way, I have obsidian skin on, in case that wasn't obvious. You'd hope that I don't go to just Twitch. See, a lot of my viewers are over here. My YouTube is doing the best, but I've had issues working with my multi-streaming application and, well, and YouTube, really. But I guess my biggest thing is, like I said, Twitch is more effective for streaming. Since I do content creation with a group, I'm pretty frequently, relatively frequently, for a new creator doing collaboration content, which YouTube isn't really set up to support in streaming. So that's a big reason why I would prefer to move over to Twitch. But I do get, if you're typically a YouTube user not preferring Twitch, the one thing I will say, I don't know, it's just, I do mildly struggle to understand when people are reluctant to make accounts. That's not a bash against anyone, it's just a personal confusion of mine, but it's just, there's some things that's like, all the places already have your information. You have no reason not to be like, no, I can't make an account here for privacy reasons or whatever. And that may not be the reason why you don't want to make accounts or whatever, or can't or whatever. But I think the different services that are on the internet should be leveraged to your advantage. That's regardless of whether or not you've already begun using them. That might seem randomly aggressive, and I'm sorry if it does. Wasn't the intent. Just something that's kind of been bugging at me lately. For me, reluctance is because, one, it's another thing to keep up with, and it's more notifications. Yeah, I'm also the type to turn off a lot of notifications, but with like Twitch and whatnot, if you don't have notifications, are you even using it right? So, eh. But the notifications is part of the reason why we have our Discord server, me and my friends, because we understand not wanting all the notifications in the world, right? So, we have our Discord server. It's set to give you no notifications by default. And then, yeah. But, and then you can check if you get pinged, right? We only ping in the case of, stream announcements, and you opt into those pings. But, again, I understand if you don't want the notifications. That's a more valid reason than I had, considered with the whole accounts thing. You don't want to make a Twitch, but a YouTuber you watch only streams there. Most YouTubers I watch stream here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is going to be a lot of YouTubers. Again, I like Twitch because it's got more stream-related tools, but most of my content right now is streaming. So, that's probably a little why I have the preference. And then other creators have robust video portfolios. And so they want YouTube to be their main thing. And I don't want to move away from YouTube without doing stuff on YouTube. Like, I don't want to fully just abandon YouTube. That's never my intention. Just to make that clear, I'm not just completely dropping YouTube. I'll probably even make video content out of my streams. I'll be more encouraged to do so if I don't have my streams posting here. But right now, I'm new. I'm still I'm even still finding what my niche is in the community, right? So, if I try streaming only on Twitch and I decide, no, that's dumb, I won't stream only on Twitch anymore. I can go ahead and promise you that. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about me wanting to try Twitch, because I think I could be more successful there. I think my streams could be more successful and more streamlined over there than they are over on YouTube. I could be wrong. I'll come crying back to YouTube if that's the case. But as I said, I'll always have content being uploaded here on YouTube as long as I'm doing content creation. Because it'd kind of be dumb to put this much work into a YouTube channel if I wasn't going to continue it. But yeah, sorry for... I know I'm a little bit more direct with my words than I should be. Sorry if I said anything that felt antagonistic or against you so far. That's not my intention. Yeah. Well, I know it's somewhat luck. It's luck and can you find the right crowd? And I'm poking around trying to find the right crowd, really. I do have aid thanks to me and my friends having that Discord server. But yeah. My current thing is a lot of the community I currently stream for is friends, friends of friends, and people who the other counselors brought into the fold. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel yet like I found the community that wants to watch my content for what I'm doing. Which honestly, I'd rather people watch the content for who I am, because then no matter what I'm doing, they'll be there. But you know, but you gotta start with the people who watch your content for what it is. I know I basically just described that I've got people who watch my content for me, but I'd like to branch out. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'd like to branch out and find a couple more people and maybe grow as a channel. That's the end goal, at least. Because like with any kid that grew up watching YouTube, the dream is to become so... You do not know the rest of the council. Yeah, we're in the Discord server. Actually, I think if you go to my profile, I have most of them linked. If you want to go see what sort of content they do, see if any of that piques your interest. Some of them have more or less videos than others. Most of our channels are kind of... most of our channels are kind of just not as tended to recently. But yeah. But yeah, I've got them all linked on my YouTube page. But you should definitely check them out if you think any of their content will interest you. You can tell them I sent you. And then I'll get random pings asking who you are, but yeah, that's fine. If you do look, you'll notice that a large amount of us are artists. I'm not. I'm planning on doing some lesser forms of art, but to put it away. But there's not. There is a saturation of artists in our community, of creators. So if you like art stuff, I mean, hey, this is the these are the creators to watch, I guess. But if you're not too into art, then there's definitely content for you too. Octo Regis, the one that you were mistaken for when you first got in here, he actually began playing Sonic Unleashed last week on stream. So their content doesn't really appeal to you from how it looks. Yeah, no, that's fine. And hey, we're all poking and prodding around trying to figure out what we need to do. That's just how being new content creators works. Some of us will be successful, some of us won't. Hopefully we'll all be successful, but you know how it is. But yeah, I at least don't take any disrespect, because I know that there are people who would look at my content and be like, nah, he's weird. I don't want to visit him. And they'd be probably right, but, I love having permanent thorns. I really should grab a cobalt shield. Just for the knockback immunity. I decided not to use the equipment slot on it thus far, but it's too useful, if we're being honest. Especially when you're doing this sort of work. When you see a stream in your recommends, you usually click to see what they're like. It's a gamble, but it's also how you found your favorite streamer. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how you do it. I don't get a lot of streamers recommended in my YouTube streams. I didn't know that YouTube let you stream until very recently, if we're being honest. Like, I didn't know that YouTube had a streaming platform. I thought it was Twitch or nothing. But this is a wide Hellevator. Yeah, I mean, I told you I wanted to look good. That also means it costs a whole bunch of stone. But I want it to look good, and the price I'm choosing to pay is money. Or not money, stone. That's just the price I'm choosing and willing to pay in this instance. Hold on, let me do it like this. Let me close this gap. There. There we go. Alright. That's actually all the stone slabs I need. But yeah, it is probably an unnecessarily wide Hellevator. Yeah. Yeah, at least it's useful in Calamity. And also, I'm used to having a mod, the Dragon Ball Terraria mod actually, that has uses for the for hell as well. I mean, it's farming demons, but still. And certain key crystals, actually, but I do agree, it's kind of sad that it's used pretty much once in vanilla play, and then you kind of just never go there, unless you're a crazy person. But I promise you, I probably would have done that even if it was still plain useless. Because it looks cool. Now, what do I need for that? Oh, I actually have the other pieces to that. Okay. Go over here and make the cobalt. Oh, I can make a PDA already? Now I can make a cell phone. And how do you make a shell phone? You need that, and you get a magic conch here. Oh wait, I think I actually have the materials to make that. Hold on. White pearl. And then this materials. Shell pile. Andrew, you don't think I'm weird, especially when compared to the rest of the council? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Drake, you do use it in, to get the tax collector, but that's really all you do. Okay, let's make some shell piles. Okay, and then, using the magic conch, we make the shell phone. And we have a shell phone, people. We have a shell phone. Worth it for the 50 silver you get. You get more if you leave him going. Okay, so on a technical level, the Hellevator is finished. On the level that I want it to be, it isn't. Let me make 1,000 gray bricks. So that I get 4,000 gray brick walls. Yeah. It's passive income that is technically outclassed, but it's okay to have. It's actually more useful in modded, because the tax is based on how many citizens you have, how many NPCs. So that's good, though, at least. You still get him to complete your village? Yeah. Yeah, same. You at least gotta get him for the village completion. You know, I actually have a spreadsheet worked up. It's more like a spreadsheet used as a chart, but it's for basically what an optimal NPC and biome combination would be. It's what I use for deciding who goes where. In my Terraria worlds. It's very nerdy. But it's organized to give me the best prices with the NPCs I get. I actually have it, including a basically selling score, which is how much does a How much does a demonite bar sell for? You don't care for NPC happiness, they all live in the same village and they will like it. Yeah. Well, I care kind of because it affects the efficiency of money grinding, and if you can't care for the happiness of your NPCs, what can you care for, right? Joking, obviously. But yeah. I care for it for the lore reasons and for the money reasons. And plus, I think it looks better than a series of prison boxes in the sky. That's what I have currently, but I still think it looks better than prison boxes in the sky. Yeah, simple but unique. It's a tough thing. I'm not an amazing builder, so if I don't use the magic houses mod that I use to spawn in houses, then they do tend to look a little bland. But you know, I've recently been finding out that tree houses are very efficient. Until the astral infection lands and absolutely wipes away the leaves that were originally your house. Like, yeah, I framed out every room in the living wood, but still, when the astral infection comes in and wipes out all of your padding that made it actually look like a tree and not just some convoluted maze of mush. They're simple, but they're yours. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And again, that's another thing that's like, if that's how you want to play the game, that's how you want to play the game. Yeah, maybe it has implied human rights questions, but, you know, deciding where someone lives has that already. Though I do think that if you're just going off of actual numbers, they are a little picky when it comes to, like, how many people can be in an area. But proportional to the world size, I guess it makes sense. Also, this may just be me, but I do prefer to play on a large world, typically. It has more stuff to get, it has more room to build, and take advantage of the terrain and whatnot. Yeah, pylons is one of the biggest reasons I do it. Because a lot of times, at least pre-hard mode, traveling's not fun. And a hard mode, it does put you into dangerous situations. And that's the real reason it puts you in dangerous situations. I could play without pylons, frankly. If there was a, if they just reverted the update that had that in NPC happiness, I could still play. But it is more convenient to be able to just set off from a home base. And it's not like that's not how you're intended to play. Yeah, that's how you do it back in the day. And like I said, I am perfectly fine walking and running, but it is nice to have a home base to start from that you actually put work into to make useful for when you need it. I'm not majorly hyped about the beach, so that's why I'm just kind of fine throwing it wherever. But that's just how it is sometimes. Okay, yeah, if I just do this, then it'll work. This will speed it up a lot, but it'll also speed up the rate at which I'm using these. It's been half a decade since Calamity added a new boss. Just the fact that there's been a mod for Terraria in development for half a decade is crazy. XMX, we're back to 2020. Wow. Yeah, I guess Calamity hasn't changed too much since I started playing it. I might have started playing it after XMX were added, but now one thing that I do have trouble doing with Calamity, and maybe this is just a skill issue on my part, I have trouble working up to do anything with the Dryden tech. Like, I don't know, I just can't motivate myself to go find those laboratories and actually make anything from the blueprints you get. And I don't know why that is. It's just something that's a skill issue, I guess. Let me see, where should I... Let me pop down under here and... I need more stone. The Dryden Labs have a really cool sword. See, I actually haven't played melee class in Calamity yet. Probably a skill issue on my part, but you know. I played Rogue my first playthrough. Then I was playing with Dragon Ball Terraria, so I played the Key class. And then... yeah. This is the first time I'm playing something other than Rogue or Key. So a vanilla class in Calamity. It's getting a pretty big rework soon. Yeah. Soon trademark has become a thing I use a lot because that's how it is for development in games and whatnot. Just, it'll happen soon. Yeah. I feel like Calamity Mod's at the size right now, and I know this is part of the intent, but it's at the size right now where it feels like one of those heavily saturated Minecraft mod packs in one mod. And I think that's a result of the modding philosophy of the Terraria community for so long. Only recently have the concept of actual mod packs even been introduced. I'm actually kind of interested in the development of one. I think it's probably the one who set off the Age of Terraria mod packs. Part of the Discord server and everything. It's nice they want to keep everything to the same level of quality, but I'd like to see armor before I'm 80. Yeah. And like, that is another thing about Calamity. I think they went a little overboard with the thing. I understand holding yourself to a standard, but their standard for their art, at least, is higher than Terraria's. I like Terraria's art, but Calamity has way higher resolution. I think scope creep is a good way to describe the mod. Yeah, because it might have started as something little and then they turned it into something massive. Which, I totally get that. There's definitely been projects of mine that had scope creep, but this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, how many stone do I have now? 764 is not enough stone. I need to go faster. Hold on. But yeah, scope creep's definitely a good way to describe Calamity. And Calamity's just like, if you're going to include Calamity, that's enough mods for a mod edition session. You know. Like, usually I like to build my mod packs a little slowly. Like, with Minecraft, for example. I have a few mods at a time. See if they work together well. And that way I conceptually understand the mod pack. But you can't do that if Calamity is one of your mods. On one hand, you respect it, but on the other, it feels like the idea of it ever being done is near unattainable. Yeah, I anticipate Calamity will die before it gets finished. And that is, in my opinion, an issue of scope and vision. I'm not saying it's a bad thing for them to be as ambitious as they are with the project. I'm just saying that it's unlikely to be finished. Ever. In a million years. Best case scenario, the mod dies when enough of the developers, well, do the same, to where development just can't continue. Worst case scenario, it terminates because they lost motivation to finish. The pros and cons of having infinite time. Yeah, that's the thing. They're not on a deadline. So, like, they haven't given themselves a due date or whatnot, that I know of at least. So they have all the time in the world to do all the changes in the world. But that does mean that it's probably never finishing. Okay, that better be enough stone because I am out of sticky bombs. If I need more sticky bombs, then skill issue. Go there. Alright, so I have 1347. Now there is actually a Terraria project that I want to do eventually, but as of right now, there's too many other projects. Our group is honestly procrastinating. So it's not like it's something we have time for, really. Yeah, reworks will probably be going forever because that's just how development works. I have a fantasy setting that I use for Dungeons and Dragons. Near about every time I return to it for a campaign, I rework it. And it's the same with more technical projects. There's going to be rework after rework for the lore, for the mechanics, for everything. Even the more technical projects of the council, every time we've came back to it after a break, it's been completely different. It's like just astronomically so. We've got 2 projects that I would consider in their second draft. And while we are reusing ideas and elements, they're completely different. Both of them happen to be, like, fan-created stuff that kind of incorporates our group's lore, but, you know. No, yeah, I get having a lot of opinions. I do that too. I sometimes get in trouble for my opinions. I speak too much, and then I get in trouble because I spoke too much on opinions that maybe I haven't even fully formed. There's lore to the group, yes. We're the council and we want to take over the world. That's pretty much the gist of it. There's more to it, obviously, but it's basically world domination. Yeah. I mean, we are the world's council. I mean, what do you expect? Standard villain, man? Not villains. Dictators. It was described in this way recently. Amongst each other, we're democratic, but to the world, we're dictators. We tell people what to do. If they don't like it, they can go butt a stump. Seriously though, I do, just from interacting with you in chat, I do think you would be a fit for the relatively small, currently, community that exists in the council's public server. If you ever did end up getting Discord. I know, notifications, but currently we've got 50-ish people, which, yeah, that sounds like a lot, but it is a lot for For a friend group, it's a lot, but we're trying to build a community, not a friend group, if that makes sense. We got a friend group. We need a community now. Actually, there is a novel, I think, in production based on the council's lore. You'd rather not when streams end your session battery needs to recharge. Yeah, I get that. But there's actually a novel in production right now based on the council's lore. I accidentally created a friend group, and now they want to take over the world. It's pretty much the most relevant piece of our group's lore. I think we pretty much all agree that all other lore pales in comparison to the importance of that, as far as the lore goes. I mean, yeah, all the other lore is important to that, but as far as what's relevant, the story's the most relevant. But it's a long production. But, oh dang, I'm not even going to finish one thing off the checklist, am I? I am going to be wrapping up after I finish this little piece. Oh, hold on. But it's been good getting to talk to you, Drake. I hope to see you again next stream. If you wanna come, oh, I have a question. Do you stream at a consistent time? It seems you stream roughly once a week, and I'd like to make it to the next Calamity stream. Yes. Currently I am streaming weekly. What I stream is kind of whim-based, but I have been recently doing a lot of Calamity. Like, that's the series I've been working on recently. So, if you wanna come here, I'll probably be streaming Calamity next week again. I do a better job of announcing what exactly I'm doing on the Discord. I used to use YouTube's community feature, but that was really just a stopgap until the Discord was launched. But next week, Tuesday, same time, I'll be streaming Calamity. Same time frame, everything. So yeah, if you want to be here, be here. If for some reason that plan changes, I will try to make some sort of YouTube community post, but I know those aren't reliable, as I just mentioned. So, but yeah, I'll finish the rest of this next time. So, until next time, I guess, farewell.